I'm Elaine from Kynoch Garden Range, and this is...
I'm Craig from The Friendly Plant.
What are we discussing today, Craig?
It's Clivia week. Well, not really Clivia week. It's the time of year that Clivias start to flower, which is springtime, just before spring. And we've had a lot of questions from our newsletter specifically about Clivias because of this time of year. So Elaine's got those, and we're going to run through them and try and see if we can answer.
Okay, the question here from Ben. My Clivias have leaves but no flowers.
Okay. Clivias are perennial, so they will always have leaves as long as they're alive. Flowering time is generally early spring, so if it's not the right time of year, you're not going to have flowers, although there are different species that will flower at different times. You might also want to just make sure that you are not overwatering them and they're not in too much shade, because that can affect flowering time.
Okay, next question from Shanice. How much sunlight does a Clivia need?
Short answer is reasonably little. They like dappled shade, they don't need particularly much sun, and direct sunlight is not a good thing. The leaves will tend to go yellow, so dappled shade or light shade is ideal for them.
Great. Next up is from Pranation. How often should I water my Clivia?
Once they're established, they don't require that much watering. They're quite water wise. They don't like to have, in the industry they talk about wet feet. They're not talking about the gardener, they're talking about the plant, which means their roots. So don't let them sit in water. Don't let the soil become muddy. Make sure there's good drainage, but you can water them a few times a week. Even less, they'll be fine. They really are hardy. Very water wise.
Okay, the next one is from Clyde. When should I fertilize my Clivia, and what is best to use?
So I'll leave the best to use up to the experts at Kynoch, but you can add fertilizer when you're planting them, as well as a maintenance, from a maintenance point of view during the season you can add. But you can maybe enlighten us a little bit more about the fertilizer.
Absolutely, and
see if you have a little. Oh,
I do.
A little bag handy.
I've got the right product right here. So during growing season, it is best to apply your Kynoch Flower and Fruit 315 to give your Clivia the boost it needs to take it all the way through the season and make sure you get flowers like these.
Excellent, yeah. 100%.
Thanks, Clyde, for that question. Okay. Next up, when do Clivias flowers in South Africa? This one is from John.
So basically, for the most part, the normal orange Clivia that we all know will generally be beginning of spring. So you're looking at sort of, in South Africa, you're looking at sort of August, middle of August onwards, but we have had some in the middle of June, so it's a bit of a, I don't know if it's to do with climate change or if it's just that particular environment that the plant's in, but generally beginning of spring.
Right now, also. Why isn't my Clivia flowering? Question from Bronwyn.
So it might not be flowering because of too much shade or the wrong season. Or it could be that it's lacking nutrition. Also dark shade can also become a problem. You can always test it by taking one out, put it in a pot, put it in a slightly different area, a little bit more light, make sure there's good drainage, and see where you go from there. And you can always add some fertilizer for nutrition.
Right, Craig, this question is from my side. I also have Clivias in my garden, and I know there's a typical pest that always attack Clivias. What is that pest called again?
It could be the lily borer.
The lily borer.
Yeah.
Please tell me, how do I deal with the lily borer so that I don't lose?
They can be quite devastating. They can take out your whole crop. Basically, they like warmth, so they start appearing, or the moths start laying the eggs just before the season, so just before sort of spring. And you'll see the eggs on the leaves. The little worms or caterpillars are black with sort of yellow-orange stripes.
That's right.
And you can, as soon as you see or detect them, if you see little bite areas bitten off on the leaves, or if you see the little black droppings, or you see the actual caterpillars themselves, the sooner the better. Get to your nearest garden center and get something to take care of them, because they will pretty much clear your garden out of Clivias.
So I know it's an easy treatment. There's, like you say, you can just get those pesticides. But I remember from a last experience, they are quite devastating.
Yeah. No, and especially warmer areas, a lot of our coastal regions, KZN, there's a longer time that they'll be viable because of the warmer weather, so it's even more tricky in those.
So they're active in warmer areas,
they prefer
or in the warmer season.
Yeah, it's kind of like they enjoy the warmth. So yeah.
Okay, so people take care of your lily borer problem starting in the
sort of probably mid, as soon as the temperatures start increasing, sort of mid-August-ish. Generally, that's when they start appearing. Yeah.
Awesome.
Kill them quick.
Kill them quick. Well, that's it. That's the list of questions we have on the Clivia topics right now. Please follow and subscribe for more.
Thanks for watching.